Why does your cat suddenly appear the moment you walk toward the bathroom? Most people assume it is simple clinginess or curiosity, but from a cat's perspective, what is happening may look far more serious. Bathrooms are small enclosed spaces with limited escape routes, unfamiliar echoes, running water, and closed doors. In the wild, spaces like that can become dangerous very quickly. A trapped animal has fewer ways to flee and less ability to monitor approaching threats. That is why many cats naturally avoid confined, unfamiliar areas unless something important draws them in. And for many cats, that important thing is you. In feral colonies and social feline groups, cats often display what researchers call sentinel behavior. One individual remains alert while another eats, sleeps, or enters a vulnerable position. It is a survival system built around shared vigilance. Your bathroom routine accidentally activates many of those same signals. You walk away from the main living area, enter a confined room, close yourself behind a barrier, and temporarily disappear from the cat's visual control. To a strongly bonded cat, that does not simply register as the human went somewhere. It can register as the human may be vulnerable. This idea became even more meaningful after a High-Yin-Lair-Mu, Chin, Oregon State University study led by Kristen Vitale found that many cats form secure attachment bonds with their owners, similar to the attachment patterns seen between children and caregivers. Securely attached cats use their humans as a safe base for emotional regulation and environmental security. So when a bonded cat follows you into the bathroom or cries outside the door, they may not just want attention. They may genuinely feel uneasy when access to you suddenly disappears behind a closed barrier. That paw sliding under the door or the pacing outside is not necessarily manipulation or drama. It can be monitoring behavior. Your cat is checking the situation, maintaining contact, and making sure their trusted person is still safe and accessible. This completely changes the emotional meaning of the behavior. What humans often interpret as annoying dependence may actually be a sophisticated social instinct rooted in attachment, vigilance, and cooperative survival systems. In the feline mind, following you into the bathroom may not be about invading your privacy at all. It may be about refusing to leave someone important unprotected during a moment that looks vulnerable from a cat's perspective. Have you ever noticed your cat waiting outside the bathroom before you even get there, almost like they predicted your next move? That behavior is not random curiosity. Cats are extremely sensitive to routine and environmental patterns, and over time they build an internal map of your entire day. Your alarm goes off, you walk down the hallway, the bathroom door closes, the kitchen follows afterward. To you, those actions feel automatic and forgettable. To your cat, they are fixed ritual points that help organize the stability of the world around them. Cats do not experience time the way humans do. They experience sequences. They remember what usually happens next, and they feel safer when those patterns remain predictable. This is why many cats begin anticipating bathroom trips before they happen. They are not reacting only to the present moment. They are tracking a familiar chain of events they have memorized through repetition. And because cats depend so heavily on predictable environments for emotional regulation, interruptions to those routines can create real stress. Studies in feline behavior have linked changes in owner schedules and household patterns to increased anxiety behaviors such as excessive grooming, hiding, vocalizing, and litter box problems. The bathroom becomes important partly because it is one of the most consistent daily rituals in the cat's environment. But there is another layer to this behavior that comes from survival instincts much older than household routines. In the wild, isolated eating is common among predators. When an animal catches food, it often moves away from the group to consume it privately without competition. From your cat's perspective, walking into a small room and closing the door can resemble that exact pattern. Someone disappeared into an enclosed space and blocked access behind them. In feline logic, that can easily trigger resource monitoring instincts. Your cat may investigate the bathroom not because they truly believe you are hiding food, but because their brain is automatically checking whether an important resource-related event is happening without them. This explains why some cats immediately sniff the bathroom floor, inspect the room, or vocalize intensely once the door opens again. They are gathering information and reconnecting the interrupted pattern. Seen this way, bathroom following becomes much more than simple nosiness. Your cat is monitoring routines, checking environmental changes, and tracking the behavior of the person their entire emotional world is organized around. Why does your cat suddenly become extra affectionate The moment you sit down in the bathroom, the headbutts, the weaving around your legs, the rubbing against your hands, it all feels incredibly loving. And part of it is. But biologically, something much more specific is happening. Cats communicate heavily through scent, and your bathroom routine constantly interferes with one of the most important scent systems in their world. Cats have specialized scent glands around their cheeks, forehead, chin, and the base of their tail. Every time they rub against you, they deposit pheromones that create familiarity and emotional recognition. Those invisible scent markers help your cat categorize you as safe, known, and socially connected to them. In a feline brain, familiar scent is not a small detail. It is part of what stabilizes the environment emotionally. The bathroom, however, repeatedly removes those signals. Soap, shampoo, toothpaste, hot water, deodorant, and scented products all erase the chemical traces your cat previously placed on your skin and clothing. From your perspective, you simply cleaned yourself. From your cat's perspective, you came back smelling wrong. This is why many cats immediately begin rubbing against your legs or face after you shower or sit in the bathroom. They are not necessarily becoming more affectionate there than anywhere else in the house. They are actively restoring scent familiarity. Researchers call some of these behaviors bunting, where cats press their heads or cheeks onto people and objects to transfer social pheromones. The weaving around your ankles, the repeated head nudges, even the insistence on staying physically close can all function as territorial and emotional reapplication behaviors. Your cat is essentially rebuilding the scent connection that helps them recognize you as part of their secure environment. This also explains why bathroom affection can sometimes feel unusually intense. Bathrooms are one of the few places where humans repeatedly strip away familiar scent layers, so your cat responds by working harder to put them back. And emotionally, this matters more than most owners realize. Cats rely on stable scent landscapes to feel safe in their territory. Familiar smell lowers uncertainty. It tells the nervous system that the environment still belongs to them and that important social bonds remain intact. So when your cat rubs against you after you wash away their scent, they may not simply be asking for attention. They may be reestablishing the invisible emotional map that allows you to feel recognizable, comforting, and safe again inside their world. Why does your cat suddenly become unbelievably affectionate the moment you sit down in the bathroom? They may ignore you while you work, walk away while you watch TV, or nap across the room for hours. But the second you close the bathroom door, suddenly they are purring, staring into your eyes, weaving around your legs, or climbing directly into your lap. That shift is not random. Your cat has learned something very important about you in that room. You stop moving. Cats are incredibly observant animals, and they constantly study human behavior patterns. Most of the day, humans are unpredictable from a feline perspective. You stand up suddenly, leave rooms without warning, multitask constantly, and divide your attention between phones, work, food, and movement. But the bathroom changes all of that. When you sit down there, your cat knows you are temporarily staying in one place. You are not walking away mid-interaction. You are not distracted by other activities. For a social animal that values predictable access to attention, this becomes an unusually valuable opportunity. The bathroom turns into one of the few spaces where your presence feels completely available. This is why many cats intensify social behaviors there. The prolonged eye contact, loud purring, rubbing, slow blinking, or insistent meowing are often less about the bathroom itself and more about uninterrupted access to you. Your cat understands, consciously or not, that this is one of the rare moments where they can fully engage with you without competition from the rest of your environment. And emotionally, that changes the atmosphere of the interaction. The bathroom becomes quiet, enclosed, and socially focused. Your cat is no longer trying to fit themselves into the edges of your busy movement through the house. For a few minutes, your attention becomes stable and readable. That predictability lowers social uncertainty, which is one reason bathroom interactions often feel strangely intimate compared to interactions in other rooms. Seen this way, your cat is not necessarily becoming clingier in the bathroom. They are responding to a rare condition in modern human life: complete availability. In the feline nervous system, stillness matters. Predictability matters. And sometimes, the bathroom is simply the one place where your cat finally feels they have uninterrupted access to the person their entire emotional world revolves around. A lot of people think a cat following them into the bathroom is just clingy behavior. But from a feline perspective, that moment represents something far more emotionally significant. Bathrooms are small, enclosed spaces with limited escape routes, and for an animal built around vigilance and environmental awareness, spaces like that naturally trigger caution. In the wild, cats avoid places where they can become trapped, cornered, or surprised without a clear path out. Their survival system is constantly scanning for exits, elevation, and visibility. That is why most cats prefer open rooms, high perches, or spaces where they can monitor their surroundings safely. And yet, despite all those instincts, your cat willingly walks into one of the least strategically safe rooms in your home simply because you are there. That decision matters more than most owners realize. When a cat follows you into the bathroom, several emotional systems are operating at once. Part of it is protective monitoring, part of it is routine tracking, part of it is scent maintenance and social bonding. But underneath all of those layers is attachment. Researchers at Oregon State University found that many cats form what psychologists call a secure base, attachment with their owners, the same attachment framework seen in young children with trusted caregivers. In practical terms, this means the owner's presence changes the cat's nervous system, stress decreases, vigilance softens, exploration feels safer, emotional regulation improves simply because the trusted individual is nearby. That is why your cat may follow you even into spaces their instincts would normally avoid. Your presence overrides environmental caution. Think about how much trust that actually requires from a species built to prioritize survival. Your cat is entering a confined room, sitting with their back exposed, rubbing against you, slow blinking, or even lying down beside you in a space that offers very little control compared to the rest of the home. They are choosing emotional security over instinctive caution. And that choice is one of the clearest demonstrations of attachment a cat can offer. It also explains why bathroom-following behavior often feels unusually personal compared to other interactions. The room is quiet. The routine is predictable. Your movement stops. Your scent becomes concentrated. Your cat can maintain close physical proximity without interruption. All of the emotional systems that create feline safety converge in one small space at the same time. Guarding behavior, routine anticipation, scent bonding, and social closeness are no longer separate behaviors there. They merge into one attachment ritual centered entirely around you. So the next time your cat follows you into the bathroom, paws at the door, rubs against your legs, or curls up beside you on the floor, understand what you are actually seeing. Your cat is not simply refusing to give you privacy. They are demonstrating that, in a world their instincts constantly tell them to monitor carefully, your presence has become one of the few things that makes even vulnerable spaces feel safe.